On the evening of April 28, 2003, an anonymous caller directed police to a dry riverbed in the Ajmer district of Rajasthan. There, resting against pillar number 11, investigators found a severed human head. It had been intentionally burned, roasting the facial features away to prevent any chance of identification. A wider search of the area slowly revealed the rest of the crime scene. 2 kilometers away, police found blood-soaked clothing and caustic bags. Soon after, they pulled a heavy canvas bundle from a nearby well. Inside were 2 bedsheets tied together, wrapping a mutilated, headless torso. Investigators had almost nothing to work with. There were no facial features to photograph, and no local missing persons reports matched the physical description of the remains. The effort to anonymize the victim succeeded completely. With no way to match the body to a name, the local police closed the identification phase and performed last rites, burying the unknown man. But before the burial, the medical examiner documented a single microscopic anomaly salvaged from the skull. Buried deep beneath the left eye socket was a tiny glint of surgical steel wire. The killers achieved near-total physical erasure. They eliminated every biological marker that tied the victim to the world, leaving a forensic vacuum broken only by a single millimeter of metal. 4 days later, local newspapers published the few known details of the body, including the presence of the steel wire. A man named Durga Prasad read the report over his morning tea. 11 years prior, his son Bhavani had suffered severe facial fractures in an accident, requiring an implant in that exact spot. Bhavani had been missing for over a week. The investigation immediately shifted from physical forensics to medical records. Durga Prasad pointed the police towards Sir Gangaram Hospital in Delhi, and specifically to Dr. Shiv Shankar Saha, the surgeon who repaired his son's broken cheekbone. This map illustrates the search scale across Rajasthan. Dr. Saha was the only specialist performing this procedure. Scanning his records, he found exactly 3 patients with this precise implant. 2 were confirmed alive. The third was Bhavani Sharma. The murderers went to extraordinary lengths to destroy human tissue, burning the body to evade detection. They failed to account for the permanence of implanted medical-grade steel. Detectives turned their attention to Bhavani's wife, Nidhi. Throughout the search, she showed a suspicious lack of panic. To test her resolve, the police brought her brother into the station and interrogated him aggressively in front of her. Watching her brother break under the pressure shattered her facade, and she confessed. On the evening of April 26th, Nidhi drugged her husband's juice with sleeping pills. Once he was unconscious, she brought in an accomplice, her husband's driver, Ashok. He approached the sleeping Bhavani with an axe, striking him over 10 times. Bhavani survived the initial strikes. As he began to regain consciousness, Ashok struck his neck, breaking the bone but failing to detach it. Nidhi then took a kitchen knife and personally sawed through her husband's neck until his head was completely severed. What followed was a highly calculated cleanup. Nidhi used a plastic drinking canister to collect nearly 4 liters of his blood so it wouldn't stain the house. She then carried her husband's head upstairs, placed it directly onto the kitchen gas stove, and roasted it to melt away his identity. Nidhi successfully destroyed her husband's biological features, but his identity was no longer tied to his skin. It was recorded in the archives of a Delhi hospital. To finalize the case, investigators searched Bhavani's home and found a hidden diary. The investigation moved entirely away from the physical crime scene and into the psychological record of a doomed marriage. Outwardly, Bhavani was a wealthy, successful businessman. The pages of this diary documented a terrifying private reality. He detailed severe domestic abuse, constant threats of false legal cases from Nidhi, and instances where she intentionally locked their children inside the house. In one of his final entries, Bhavani noted that his tongue had started to falter. He knew his wife was slowly poisoning his food, yet he stayed, trying to protect his 2 young kids. When police reached the final pages, they found the ink warped by dried tear stains. Nidhi had silenced Bhavani's physical voice, but his diary provided a precise narrative of her motives that she could not talk her way out of. Fast forward to 2024. After serving out her life sentence, Nidhi Sharma was released back into society as a free woman. Today, she is engaged in a bitter legal battle against the very children she orphaned. Her goal is to claim the property of the husband she butchered over 2 decades ago. A killer can burn a body, sever a head, and scrub a crime scene clean. But the truth is incredibly stubborn. It survives in the steel we implant and the ink we leave behind.